Third and fourth graders, Mr. Askelson. It is Friday, May 29th, 2020, and we are on the last day of week 9 distance learning. Kind of really, in some ways, brings our instructional days to an end. Next week, there's going to be some activities on our matrix that kind of reflect a little bit of what we might do if we were in school at this time of the year. Some of the activities like spring fling and outdoor activities and just some of the fun things that we use to wrap up the end of the school year. That's not going to be the case this year, and so it'll be a little bit different, but I hope one of the things that you can attend is our parade on Monday. Teachers are going to be coming by and walking through the streets and kind of a little parade, and actually all the staff from Nevlin, and we just want to be able to see everybody and say goodbye and wave and see everyone's face. So if you can attend that on Monday, that would be great. What I would like to do, though, since we're kind of finishing up the year, is send you off with some games that you can play over the summer. They're fun. They don't require hardly any materials. A lot of them you can kind of use or create online. And they're just fun ways to keep your skills sharp, play with a family member, with a neighbor, with a friend. And maybe there's some days during the summer where it's rainy or you just kind of get tired of doing the same old, and so you might pull out one of these games and just keep your skills sharp over the summer as you move into your next grade. So this game, and some of you maybe have played this, it's called Square Off. And there's a couple different ways of playing it. You can play it with just one game board that everybody plays on, or I like to have it where each person gets a game board with a different number on the top. And you can see I've got 3, 6, 5, 4. It's a multiplication game. And the rules of it are each team or each person needs a color. And so I've put some markers here on the side of these boards. And everybody takes turns throwing a dice. And I like to roll 2 dice, so it kind of adds addition into it too. You roll 2 dice, add up those numbers, and then multiply it by the number that you have on your chart. So if you rolled 2 2s, 2 plus 2 is 4, and then you do 4 times 4, 5 times 4, 3 times 4, and 6 times 4. And you would mark off that product or the answer on your game board with one of your markers. You can do it a lot of different ways. You can do it where you have to form a square. That would be the win. You could do where you have to do 4 corners, and that would be how you could win. You could do 4 in a row or 5 in a row, whichever way you decide. So you can kind of adapt the rules a little bit. The way it says on the actual directions is everybody plays on one game board. So if you roll, let's say, a 2, 2 plus 2 is 4, times 4 is 16. So your color you might take and put one on the 16. But only the person who's rolling gets to place a marker. So then if you're playing with 2 people, the second person would roll, and let's say they roll 2 and a 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 times 4 is 20. So I would find a 20 on the board. And you can see there's more than one 20 on the board. So it gives you some flexibility. And you just keep playing until one person gets a square, or in this case, I think it says you have to get 3 squares in order to win. But it's easy at first because there's a lot of numbers. But as the numbers start getting used up, it can be harder and harder to find a place to put your marker at. And these directions say if there's already a marker on the number and you need that number, you don't get to take the other person's marker off. You would lose a turn. So like I say, there's a couple different ways of playing this. So I'm just going to play it with, I think maybe just with a couple boards. So first thing I would do, I do have a little online dice. So on the first player, roll the dice. I got a 1 and a 3, so 1 plus 3 is 4. So if I go back here and say 4 times 4 is 16. All right, so there's one of my spaces covered in. Second player goes. 6 plus 6 is 12. Ooh, that's a little tougher. All right, so I'm going to go 12 times 5. Let's see, 12 times 5. I could skip count. I could do repeated addition. I know that 6 times 5 is 60, so I'm going to put a marker on my 60. Goes back to the first player. Rolled. 1 plus 6 is 7. So 7 times 4 is 28. So I'm going to I could put one down here, but remember, I want to make squares. So I'm going to put that one right there. Okay. Go second person. Ooh, 4 plus 6 is 10. So 5 times 10 is 50. So I'm going to look for one that's kind of close by. I'm going to put mine, I think I'm going to put that one right there. Goes back over to the next person. They roll. 2 plus 2 is 4. So 4 times 4 is 16. Let's see. I think I'm going to put it there. Okay, let's go over to the next person. 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 times 5 is 30. I think I'm going to go up there. Okay, back over to this person again. 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24, so I'm going to put my right there. Back over here to the next person. Ooh, 6 plus 5 is 11. So 11 times 5 is 55. I'm going to put my marker right there. Back over here again. 1 plus 1 is 2. Remember, it doesn't matter how big the rolls are. You just want to fill up the spaces. So 2 times 4 is 8. And I'm going to put that one right there. Okay, come back over here again. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 times 5 is 15. Okay, you can see I'm starting to fill up my spaces now. And if I was playing just doing squares, there's a couple different ways on this one I could win. If I rolled something that would be times 4, which would be, I'd have to roll a 10. 10 times 4 is 40. I could get a square right there. Or I could do 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 times 4 is 20. I could make a square right in there. So same thing over here. So you can kind of play your board the way you want to play it. If you want to use squares to win, great. If you want to use 4 corners, great. If you want to do 4 in a row, vertically, horizontally, or diagonally, you can play it that way. So these boards are pretty simple to make. You can see right here. And I will send, there's ones for 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6, I think it goes up to 9 with these boards. Or you can look them up online too. There's some online versions of this that you can play. And if you have a pair of dice or use a pair of online dice, whichever, and the markers could be just little slips of papers or chips or marshmallows or Skittles, whatever it is you want to use, and then eat when the winner gets to eat whatever they win. So different ways of playing the game square off. So have fun with this. Hope you play it a few times over the summer, and I hope you have a great day, 3rd and 4th graders.